So we're going to talk 2 pages of Walmart, 2 pages of Amazon, and some tools and tips coming up. But again, if you have questions, feel free to ask them along the way. And know that if you're an Amazon client, if you're a Prime Guidance client, or you want to begin an engagement with us, we'd be happy to walk through all of this with you one-on-one. And of course, we do free listing audits. So be happy to also share some thoughts into how you're doing on your Amazon or Walmart listings today, and give you, a free 30-minute consultation. So Walmart does not enforce the removal of fake reviews at this time. So this was news to me. Really interesting to see. Basically, the call outs for Walmart is basically what Amazon was in 2009. Some people said 2012. It was clearly that Walmart is just marching really fast, but they're still behind the times versus what Amazon's at. So these things will probably change over time, but there's actually 4 types of reviews: verified, incentivized, which is basically just like Amazon used to require, where I could say, I received this product in exchange for a review; syndicated, which means that it can be basically synchronized or imported from Bazaar Voice, Shopify, etc. And employees are able to leave them. That's called an associate's review. So the most interesting thing, probably in all of the entire Prosper show, is that you can use Shopify to import Amazon reviews. And then once imported, and even if you have to create a dummy Shopify account with a small minimum monthly fee, once imported, you can then syndicate those reviews to Walmart. And think about how many reviews you've accomplished on Amazon and how few you have on Walmart, and look at your competitors that are up against the same thing, and you will see that there's huge opportunity here. So one of the examples that was called out was cell phone chargers have 50% less than 30, 50% of the items on the first page have less than 30 reviews. 80% have less than 100 reviews, and none of the products have over 1,000 reviews. That was at the time that this presenter had run these numbers. So I don't know if that's changed based on this tip specifically, but that was really, really interesting. So some of our clients have over 30,000 reviews on some of their products. So if you can imagine your competitor having 30 reviews and you have 30,000 reviews on Walmart, that would be a huge advantage to customer confidence. One other thing that came about actually since Prosper Show, but I thought I'd call it out here, is that Walmart no longer restricts ads to only the top 128 results. That gives you a lot more flexibility to advertise brand new products that otherwise weren't ranking in the top 128. And ads can also show alongside organic results. That was never allowed before. So it's really a big game changer for Amazon advertising. I think we're going to see a lot of changes come from
Walmart
Amazon
advertising.
I'm sorry, Walmart advertising.
Yeah, it's huge. That alone has been probably the most difficult thing to manage on Walmart, is that if you're not in the top 128, they won't show the ad. And then because they wouldn't show the ad alongside an organic rank product or same item, if you had organic rank and you were advertising, like on Amazon, part of what we do is try to drive up organic rank to lower our A costs. Well, on Walmart, you'd have to basically pause your advertising, check your ranks, and all that up until now. So that's, all day I've just been working on Walmart ads because that's a game changer.
Yeah. Another thing is that there was an example shown on just how much more important Walmart prioritizes images. For example, the screen grab I have here on the right shows an add to cart button right on the search result page for that left item. So customers are, for something that's a basic item, it looks like it meets my needs, the customer doesn't even have to click into the search result page in order to add it to your cart, which means the only thing they're seeing is that price, the title, the reviews, and your image. Much more critical to focus on really good, top-notch main images. And I'll show you on the next slide an example of that product detail page on where how important the images are as well. One thing that was mentioned was Walmart does not allow you to use Amazon multi-channel fulfillment, even though Amazon permits it. So if you go to Amazon FBA and you look into the rules for multi-channel fulfillment, they allow you to use their fulfillment for other channels, including Walmart, but Walmart specifically prohibits it. And it's a cause for suspension on Walmart. So really wise to avoid that. And have your own fulfillment, or better yet, use Amazon fulfillment services, which on the next slide, I'll talk about some of the insights related to that. For those that don't know, Amazon and Walmart are very different in the way that their content is structured. So Walmart really likes titles to be 50 to 75 characters, much shorter. And they want it to be in a very specific manner, as you can see here. They also like their bullet points to be very short and succinct, but they want their description to be very broad. I should have called out all those things here, but it's a very different model for what they want. The good thing is they provide a listing quality score. On the next page, I'll share some insights related to that, so you can see how you're doing. But if you're just copying your assortment from Amazon to Walmart, you're probably not doing yourself a very good service. They have a brand portal similar to brand registry. So if you have a brand, there's benefits to being registered. I'd highly suggest you do that if you haven't already. And there's rumor that Walmart is likely to launch brand stores soon. So that also would be, it's just a natural they would catch up with Amazon. Anything from the team on any of this before we slide or move on to the next slide?
Just to reiterate what you said about the listing quality tool. You make sure you go and look at that, and it gives you specifics in terms of how to optimize the listing, which will improve your organic ranking.
Yep, absolutely. One thing this screen grab on the right shows that there's images, all at the top of the page, and there's no bullet points shown anywhere above the fold. They actually show your competitors' items even before you get to any content to absorb about this product. So it's super critical to have really good images and I would say even more critical to have infographics, because of the fact that the bullet points and product description and everything are so low on the product detail page. Speaking of the listing quality score, abbreviated as LQS, if we reference it that way, if you were to increase that listing quality score from 50 to 90, one of the panelists suggested that they see commonly a 20 to 30% increase in sales by doing just that, by tweaking your listing to increase that listing quality score. And that listing quality score can be used to decipher what actually the algorithm likes. So you could make a change and then review, what does that do to my listing quality score? If your listing quality score went down, then your change was ineffective. If it went up, you know that what you did was well received by the algorithm. So it gives you kind of like live feedback on, is this working? Am I doing the right things? And sometimes it's inaccurate. So the listing quality score can show low because it thinks something is missing, like color, for example. But if you don't have a color to call out, then you may be getting dinged for that. Well, if that's the case, that listing quality score, even though you may have done everything right, is still impacting your ability to rank versus other competitors. And it's wise to submit a ticket to get them to change it. And they're saying that is not a common thing, where it has some inaccuracies, and that if you submit a ticket, it will get changed, and then it'll increase your visibility. How big is Amazon versus Walmart? Well, Walmart has only 1/6 of the sellers, only 1/10 of the assortment, but 60% of the traffic compared to Amazon. So it's, think about it that way. I mean, your opportunity to get visibility and sales on Walmart in comparison to your competitors is far greater. And if you haven't migrated to Walmart, now's a good time to do it, because you you want to be on the forefront. You want to be the one that has lots of reviews. That was the one that made an immediate headway versus competitors that hadn't. Walmart fulfillment service is about 8.8% of Walmart sales today, while FBA is about 75%. And I say sales. I don't know if they were referring to sales or assortment of product, but either way, you can see such a big delta means that it's that much more important to leverage Walmart fulfillment service to be one of the few. And what we've seen for the clients that we've had that take advantage of it is that there's an immediate boost in sales.
And that's because it gives you that 2-day shipping badge.
Exactly. It's like a Prime badge that Amazon quotes their FBA Prime or their Prime eligibility increases sales when it's a nationwide product, 50%. And ironically, Walmart quotes the exact same metric when their products are through WFS and gets that Walmart Plus badge, 50%. Now, what this particular client said was when you're using WFS, or what this particular panelist said, WFS increases sales 10 to 20% immediately. We've seen even greater numbers, and I think it depends on how fast your shipping was before WFS. Walmart's all about speed to the customer. So one person mentioned that Walmart often favors WFS even if it's sold for 5% higher. Similar to Amazon, you can sell something a little higher price when it's Prime eligible versus something that's non-Prime. And by the way, before I forget, I'm only calling out like the key insights that I feel like most people may not be aware of. If it's kind of standard stuff, I haven't included it because I've got 100 times the notes from the Prosper show versus what I'm sharing today. Walmart's revenue breakout is estimated to have 65% of their revenue is 1P, meaning it's stuff that Walmart's bought and is offering on their e-commerce website. The other 35% is about half brand owners and about half resellers. So you can see 1P is indexing much higher on Walmart, and that's something to be aware of. So if you're up against categories where it's very strong in 1P, you may see lesser results than if you're up against a category that is not well represented in the store assortment. And then outside traffic on Walmart is really killing it. Google showcases Walmart more than Amazon on some items. The example that was given is 15 of 30 products for the search Hanes men's underwear were Walmart on Google. So it was getting very highly ranked on Google. Any questions or additional insights from the team before we move on, or any of the
I just wanted to add really quick that we've heard the theme of Google over and over again. Yeah. And I don't think enough sellers go to Google and search for their, take some of these terms and just search on Google to see what's coming up, because it gives you insight into, where customers are going if they start their search on Google. I think it's a good point.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. So I'm going to give you a little preview. Okay.
Hey, real quickly, Steve. Sorry. The only other thing I didn't see on here is there's also on Walmart the pro seller badge, which is tied to achieving certain sales velocity. So I just wanted to call that out.
Good point. Good point. Yeah, and you have to have certain metrics in order to achieve that. So a certain percentage of products that are below, with fast shipping availability and so forth. So definitely should be on your radar if it's not already.